Here's a dream scenario for you, Jonathan. You bought into a World Series of Poker online event for $215, and there were like a billion people who entered the tournament because these things are huge. And now there's 7 players remaining, and the current payout is $120,000. That's the least money that you're going to make. That's a pretty good spot, right? Feel good about that? All right. Yeah. First place is almost $600,000. It's $576,000. You want something even better?
I do.
You've got aces. You've got pocket aces. You want something even better than that?
Yep.
There's 3 other players all in. Does that sound pretty good? Does that sound pretty good to you?
It does sound good. It does sound good. Yes. Yes. Okay.
That is the spot that a player found himself in. His online name is Livarian. Recently in a World Series of Poker mystery bounty event online. It's a huge spot. Obviously, it's an amazing spot. And is now a much talked about spot because of what happened next, which was Livarian folded the aces pre-flop. So this needs to be discussed. I mean, can we justify this? We've talked sometimes on our podcast about, like, can we find a spot to fold aces? The most obvious answer is yes, you can. Satellite, bubble, you're definitely making the satellite money, which is flat. Like, you have 30 blinds and a 40 blind stack moves in, and there's no chance you're not making the money. There's no point in playing any hand.
Right.
I can't really think of too many other spots that would even get close.
I think the other obvious spot for me where I would fold aces pre-flop is if I'm at the World Series of Poker main event. It's the final table. We're 3-handed. The first 2 guys are all in ahead of me. And I get a text on my phone that says someone has my family and they're about to kill them if I don't fold the hand literally right now. And I will also be compensated as if I won first place anyway. Otherwise, I can't think of
the
any
family is not enough. You need the money. You need the money.
No, I still have to get compensated for that money.
Okay, yeah. Because if it was just the family, you'd be like, you know what, that's fine.
I mean,
I'm not folding these aces.
Can you not buy new people in your life with all the money? Can you not?
Yeah, that's always that's notably a known way towards happiness is to buy friendships.
Okay, yeah. Arranged marriages don't have lower divorce rates than non-arranged marriages.
Yeah,
okay.
There's no confounding variables in those statistics. All right, here we go.
Anyway,
let's talk about exactly what happened. All right, so
okay,
there's some short stacks at the table. Our guy is not one of them. One of them is under the gun and moves in for just over 1 blind. Our guy is next. Makes it a normal raise size, like 2.5 blinds off of his 55 big blind stack or whatever it is. Another player moves in for 5 blinds behind. This is, by the way, a bounty, a mystery
incredible.
Bounty. We think even all better. Of the big bounties have been pulled already, but still there's some bounty money to be won if you knock players
extra
out.
Money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not huge money anymore, I don't think, but there's some money to be won. Then the thing that happens is the guy in the small blind who has everybody covered with like over 100 bigs moves in on top of that. That is when our guy folds.
Yeah.
All right. We used to play a game on our podcast called Justify the Play.
Defend
Jonathan,
the play.
justify the play.
Defend the play. Without Kiefer Sutherland in 24 extenuating circumstances, I don't think it's possible to defend this play in any reasonable way. I guess something like laddering up one more spot is literally worth, is the difference between life and death for me somehow. But I don't know why, the guy moves in for 1 blind. We should just be folding every hand when we have 55 blinds if laddering up is that important, right? If so important that we would fold right now. I cannot even begin to come up with a way to defend this play, and I've really tried in a lot of tough spots. I can't even begin to start. Not only do we only have to really beat one player, the guy who's got us covered, because everyone else, a 4-way all-in would be fine too, and we should happily take that, even if we were all had the same size stack. But even if the 1 blind stack or the 5 blind stack wins, we're going to double through the big stack most of the time and be the chip leader of the tournament here and be in cruise control and have a great chance to win the whole thing, as well as laddering up even easier than we already are. Plus, as you mentioned, there are frickin' bounties in this tournament. So there's even more free money to be added to knocking people out and not folding right now. There's an extra overlay that there otherwise wouldn't be. I honestly can't think of a reason to do anything but break my keyboard, or my mouse in this case, but hitting the call button as fast as possible. I don't know. I can't come up with a reason. So I'm going to flip it around on you, buddy. Flip the mirror and make you look at yourself for once.
No.
Can you defend this play in any way?
No, not in a poker sense. It has to be a real world thing, and I don't think there's a real world thing that I can come up with that actually makes sense. Maybe somebody has this real world thing, but like I think there's like a $60K difference between this payout and the next payout. Like it's 120 and 180 or something. If you have a debt of $150,000 that is due the next day, and it's like dire, like if you don't pay that, you're just totally fucked for life financially, then I get it. But I don't know how that scenario would even come up. Like I don't see how that's possible.
Even if we're in that spot, wouldn't we just call the one blind shove? If we're just trying to eliminate that player, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
We just call and bring in as many people as possible, hope to check it down.
Yeah.
You know, win that way. Like we don't have to play a huge pot then. Like why are
The
we
other
isolating
answer-
if we're trying to ladder up? Yeah.
The other answer to justify this, and I'm not saying this is what was happening, and I do not believe this is what was happening.
Oh.
But this was a 9-high flop, and the guy with the big stack had 9s and would have eliminated the guy with aces, which is part of the whole thing.
So you're saying the guy somehow
I'm saying
knew?
that if Liverian is a super user, then it makes sense. Who knows what the flop is going to be?
Wait a second. If Liverian is a super user, why would he raise it all?
To make it look good. I don't know. Lost
There's
his
no way
mind.
to make it look good.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can't justify the parts up until the fold with the super user thing. But obviously I don't think he's a super user. But that's I also don't think that type of debt that I described really exists with that type of time frame for many people ever. So
Usually not.
It's hard to even think of a real world reason to do it. It's just just being money scared. It's
really crazy. It's crazy to be this level of money scared and playing in this event. Like you shouldn't be playing in this event if you're going to fold pocket aces ever really in this event, but especially in this spot. This is such a dream spot. They're all dream spots when someone moves in, but this is an unbelievable dream spot. I can't imagine why are we playing this big if we can't do this? Like we should just be playing smaller.
Well,
right?
I mean, it's not playing that. He could have satellited it into a $250 event and gotten way further than he's ever been in his life. Let's give the guy a little grace. Let's be a little generous here. I understand.
It's
hard.
hard.
Disagree, along with the majority of the poker community, with the play from a poker perspective. I can understand how when the money gets bigger than you ever thought you would be playing for, how you might freak out a little bit and just be totally scared of any money going in that's all of your stack when you're like, I'm so close to more money and I can't even believe that I have this much money, but I can't fathom the thought of busting right now. It would ruin me. That must be
very
what was
strange
going
to
through
me.
his head.
I mean, like I just don't want to bust here no matter what. But then it's so weird to decide to play any hand right now if that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? I guess we could hope that none of the big stacks get involved and we just get to cover
if you're in the
stacks.
headspace where you're folding aces pre-flop in a spot like this, then you're not thinking in a combobulated way.
Right.
So it's not your actions are not all going to line up to make perfect sense together
That's
either.
good.
It's just
he's
just freaking out. That's what's happening. He's freaking out, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, I can understand it's a lot of money, and for some people, it might be truly life-changing money that we're talking about here, and the difference between what seventh place right now, that 120,000, and the 600,000 for first place is so much more to that person, and maybe really does change their life in massive ways to try and win the whole thing. But this is how you win the whole thing. This is how you get to that money.
Yeah,
you have to win showdowns.
This is more of a laddering move than a getting first place move. Getting first place is to call, right? So.
Of course. But I mean, there's no way to find. We just can't find. We can search.
It's just one of those things that happens in poker sometimes. This type of thing where the tournament is so big. There's over 50,000 players in the tournament that the money gets so big compared to the buy-in that people get in these weird emotional spots with the amount of money that they're dealing with.
I mean, I understand on one level. I've been there, not like this, but I've been there a little bit too. Certainly, I played in very big tournaments with huge first place prizes many times. But man, it's a little bit of like know yourself too. Like, man, it's. I think of the guy who signed up for the main event years ago and then realized after he was like made day 5 that day 6 was on the Sabbath and it was against his religion to play on the Sabbath, and he was trying to decide if he was going to play or not. And he ultimately chose not to play. And I think he just blinded out that day. And it's like, man. You can't sign up for a tournament and think like, well, I'm never going to go any further anyway. You have to play this out a little bit and understand, like, why would you pay $10,000 to play in the main event if you're not going to play on day 6? You know what I mean? And this is a little bit like that to me, which is like, if I'm going to be super suboptimal, I just gotta find places that are better for me. And I understand you might have satellited in, but we got to think ahead to these things or have better plans, if at all possible. It is interesting to me. I want to say one last thing. Online, it isn't like the whole world is like, you got to call there. There was a significant percentage of folks who actually thought it was right to fold. Now, significant is, probably 15%, but to me, that's a shocking number.
Well, there's a lot of results-oriented people in the world who, no matter how many people like us say being results-oriented is a death sentence in poker, but there was a 9-high flop, so that I would guess that grabbed at least a small chunk of people towards the it was okay to fold side just because he would have lost.
Right.
But he didn't lose. He folded and he didn't lose. He laddered up for 60K more instead of busting there.
Well, he went out, yeah. But, what could have been
in
another universe, in another dimension.
Yeah, well, it's just the lesson, I think, is even though he would have lost, our takeaway is don't fold aces.
Don't do that shit.
Yeah, don't fold them.
Tired of being tired of being sick. In my head 24/7, how I'm supposed to pay the rent. Missing practice, I don't play. Friday nights we on the bench, trying to come up with a play. If it don't work, then hit a lick. 12 knocking at my door, praying they ain't tell. I'm studying her word, pray her baby excel. Got away with way too much, should've got expelled, but the school saw my potential. Smart kid trying to